Hi there, Tad Hargrave from Marketing for Hippies.com here on Salt Spring Island at the Vesuvius Pier, waiting for my ferry. How do we inspire people to act? This was a question I got in my workshop the other day. How do I inspire people to act? There they are. You know, they watch my videos, they like them, they've checked out a lot of the free stuff, and then I've got this offer. Got a weekend workshop coming up. I have a coaching package. I've got this product that I'm really excited to sell. I've got a bundle of products that I'm really excited to sell. I've got these paintings I made. People look at them, but they're not buying. They're not acting. So how do I inspire people to act in whatever kind of action that is? This was the answer I gave. And let me just say, I think there's more to it, and I would actually love to hear your thoughts in the comments below of what I left out. So this is just my contribution to probably a multifaceted answer that would be needed. How do we know? Or how do we inspire people to act? We don't. They are either inspired to act or not. I don't think the inspiration to act is our issue. That's not our problem. That's not what we're supposed to be focused on, is inspiring them to act. I think instead we're supposed to focus on making it safer for them to act. Because really, sometimes people, it just needs to hurt more. That's all. That's what's going on. Sometimes the pain is not bad enough. And there's nothing you can say. There's no manipulative tactic. There's no NLP formulation, hypnotic, trance-inducing technique that can put the inspiration in them. Inspiration is indwelling, you know, come from the word breath, inspire, to. So it's, or from the spirit, or breath, same thing. So it's a very indwelling thing, and it's best that we don't fuck with it. That's not our domain. Really, stay out of it. No trespassing. Don't go there. The inspiring people to do things. I'm not saying that people won't be inspired as a consequence of what you're doing. That's probably going to happen. You just proceeding in the world in a certain way will have that consequence. If you cook a delicious meal and people smell it, they might get hungry. But you didn't craft that hunger. Not really. Their empty stomach did. Their, oh boy, it's been 2 days since I've eaten. That crafts hunger pretty good. You know, hunger is the best sauce, as they say. If their stomach was full, you know, they just ate. Or what if they were sick and nauseous and they smell the food? Might have a different consequence. So you might create the opportunities for hunger to arise, but you don't craft the hunger. You might create the opportunities for inspiration to appear, but there's a lot of reasons why they'd be inspired or not. So how do you get people inspired to act? There's two parts of it. There's the inspiration and there's the action. The inspiration, none of your business. Stay out of it. Leave it alone. That's theirs. You can't make them want something, and you can't make them hurt, you know, because of it, of the consequence of this thing. I mean, you can make them ashamed, you can add new hurt, but if they have a problem and it's not causing them pain, you could draw their attention to the pain they're already experiencing and maybe avoiding. And if they're up for that conversation, that may be useful. But again, you're not creating it, you're helping reveal it. And enough pain could inspire them to act, or enough possibility could. So anyways, we're not the crafter of it. Though maybe we can be more skilled in you know that people are hungry, but they haven't eaten for so long, they've forgotten they're hungry. So then you cook a meal and now they realize. But you do it in such a way that it doesn't impose, if that makes sense. It's an invitation at its most aggressive. But it's not an imposition. It's not a request for them to do something. It's just an open door into the kitchen where the smell is wafting out. There's a lot to say there. I could do more videos on that, and if you're curious, let me know and I'll see what I can come up with. But there's the acting part, so inspiring them to act. Well, then the question to me becomes, okay, so they're not, let's take it out of the hypothetical. How could you inspire people to act? Well, why are they not acting? in real life. Instead of hypothetically, how could we inspire some hypothetical people? The people right now with your offers, why aren't they acting? Well, there's a few things it could be. It could be, well, three things, three rules of marketing. Number one, did you not get the attention of enough people? If only 2 people know about your offer, that's why you're not getting a response. But it could also be the filtering thing. They can't figure out, is this relevant for me? Do I trust this person? Are they credible? And is this a valuable offer? It's not clear enough. So you may need to clarify things, but it might not be that. It might be that, no, this is relevant. I can tell it's for me. I really trust this person, and what a great deal. And they still don't act because the risk is too high. So then we have to lower the risk. So how do we inspire people to act? Don't worry about it. Just ask them why they're not acting. Just pay attention to that. Do a little diagnosis on it. Am I reaching enough people? No. Okay, focus on that. Is this relevant enough? Do people understand? Is it immediately clear or not whether this type of offer is for them? If not, there's your move. If they know it's relevant but they don't trust you, okay, you have to build credibility. So there's a whole conversation there. I've got a whole playlist on that on YouTube, a whole playlist on the relevance, credibility, value, a whole playlist on word of mouth marketing, which is how we get attention. You can check all those out too. But then there's the risk thing, or there's the value, right? So you may just not have packaged it well. The price may be too high, too low, not clear enough, need some copywriting help. But it may be the risk. The risk is too high. So then you have to make it safer. So if you want to inspire people to act, one of the things almost always we need to do is make it safer for them to act, so they don't feel imposed upon. Anyways, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below.